All right, let's begin. So number 8, we have this problem. May rounds a number to the thousands place and gets 13,000. Eli rounds the same number to the hundreds place and gets 12,600. So we have these two numbers we're looking at. What is the greatest number that can be rounded as described? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at May's number. So we have 13,000 like this. And we're rounding it to the thousands place. So that means we have this right here that we're rounding it to. So what that means is we have a 1 and a blank. And we don't really know what these other numbers could be. Now, if we are rounding down, that means this would be a 2. If we were to round it up, then it would be a 3. Those are the only choices we could have. Oops, not zeros, lines, because we don't know what those are yet. So our number has to be between these two. Now, in order for it to round to the thousands place, we'd have to get this 2 to round up. If it's a 4 or less, that's going to round down and it would stay at 12. So that means it's going to have to be a 5 or more. So this is actually going to be the smallest hundreds place it could be. If it's a 4 or less, then this would stay at 2. If it's 5 or more, it's going to round up. And then this would be the smallest one, because if it's 1 less, that would be 12,499, which would round down. 500 above would all round up to 13,000. The smallest one this one could be is 13,000, and we'd have to have it stay a 3. Which means it has to round down. So when we go next door, what number would make us round down? A 4 would be that biggest one. And then we'd have 99. That's the closest to 500. If it was 500, remember this would round up to 14,000. So it needs to be between one of these two numbers in order for May to be correct. Now we have this problem though. If it was just what's the biggest number it could have been or the smallest, it's right here. But we have Eli who's asking something similar. He says he has a number, so it's going to be between one of these, but when he rounds it, instead he goes to the hundreds place value. So he's going to go to where that 6 is. And when he rounds it, he gets 12,600. So we need to see what could that round to. And this time, though, we're looking for that greatest number. So it's going to be 12,000 no matter what. And then since we're rounding, it needs to be either rounding up or down. So it's either going to have to be a 6 right here, or it's going to have to be a 5 that would then round up to the 6. So it's going to have to be between one of these. Now, since we don't care about the smallest, we can automatically not worry about that lower part. So we now have this part, 12,600. We're looking for the biggest number that it can round to. Well, remember, if it's a 5 or more, then that 6 is going to round up, which would be a 7. So it's going to have to be a 4 or less. Now, if it's less than 4, if it was a 3, we'd say, hey, we can have a 4 that's a higher place value. That still makes it round down. And it doesn't actually matter what this is because we're just looking at the tens. We want to pick the largest one's place value. So this number would have to be 12,649. And we can see it still matches what May had because it's between these two values. We see it's really close to that 12,500. So our answer for number 8 is 12,649. Now, number 12 is going to be slightly harder. Students have collected 1,475 cans. Let me switch to blue so we know we're on a different one. For a food drive, their goal is to collect 2,000 cans. Now, we have this keyword about. So a lot of students in class, they went straight to that subtraction. They did 2,000. And we're seeing how many is left, so we're taking away what we've already had and did 1,475. And when they subtracted, they got 525. But remember, our keyword is about, so we're looking for those easy numbers to subtract. So we're seeing, what is this number, 1,475, close to? Well, I see it's really close to 1,500. It's only 25 away. And that's the same thing as rounding or estimating. So here we go next door for my hundreds place value. And we go next door and we see that's 7, which is 5 or more, which means we add 1 to that 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. And now we can subtract. We can even do this one in our head. 2,000 take away 1,500 is 500. So they would need about 500. Remember, we're not looking for that exact answer because we have that keyword about.